Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
Welcome you back to Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. It's the place to be on this championship Thursday. The Iowa River Landing trophies handed out to 5A Waukee Northwest, 4A North Scott, and now we bring you back inside as Western Christian, the Wolfpack, the defending champs last year at Class 2A, take on Mount Vernon, the #1 overall seed. Welcome, everyone. Beth West and Eric Rayleigh on the call for this one, and I'm amped up. Why should our viewers be, Beth?
It is an exciting match here for 3A. It is beautiful outside, it's sunny, and these teams are about to shine bright here inside. They have championship caliber teammates around them. They're ready to show us what they've got here on the court.
Let's tell you a little bit about these two teams and what makes them special. We'll start with Western Christian. 23 straight consecutive years they've been here. It's a state record. They last won 2A last year, defeating Dyke New Hartford. Cammie Verbeek holds the coaching records for state tournament appearances with 24 and state championships with 13. And then we'll talk about the team leaders and what they mean, as they have just had a very special season. So that's the Wolfpack. Let's now look at Mount Vernon. They're no strangers to this at all. 6th straight trip to state, 18th overall. Chloe Meester, a Louisville recruit. Got to be good to go to Louisville. They're a top 5 national program, and Sydney Huber averages a Class 3A best 10.5 assists per set. Well, what do you think are going to be some of the keys that we have here for this big-time battle?
Big-time battle is right. Top-notch coaches for each program. You mentioned that, but keys starting here for Western Christian. Looking for them to apply.
I'm going to stop you real quick as they're playing a big intro for bringing this out. And Beth, we've been part of this for many years. Every year it seems like the Girls Association continues to take it up a couple notches.
Yes, it's a great experience for these student athletes. The Girls Union does a fantastic job thinking of new and creative ideas to make it an extra special event for these state qualifiers.
Playing a big intro video, and cue the pink smoke and the pink flames as we await the teams being introduced onto the court. Mount Vernon and Western Christian. That means we're getting close here, as the teams will run right through that.
It's championship day at Extreme Arena. Please welcome to the floor the Western Christian Wolfpack. Let's hear it for the Mount Mount Vernon Mustangs. Welcome, volleyball fans. It's now time to introduce our players and coaches for today's 3A championship matchup. First of all, for the Western Christian Wolfpack, here are your non-starters. Number 2, Hadley Deckers. Number 5, Aubrey Quaker. Number 6, Maggie Van Scapen. Number 7, Olivia Ten Naples. Number 10, Shay Reitzma. Number 11, Sydney Feenstra. Number 14, Autumn Wolfswinkle. And number 15, JC DeWitt. Your assistant coaches, Ashton Klein, Amanda Hall, and Jenna Dykstra. Now, here's your starting lineup for the Wolfpack of Western Christian. 5'10" sophomore, number 3, Bentley Bleak. 5'7" sophomore, number 4, Scarlett Winterfeld. 5'11" senior, number 8, Shayna Van Dyken. A 6' senior, number 9, Kiana Winya. A 6' sophomore, number 12, Addie Vanthol. And a 5'9" senior, number 13, Bria Van Clay. Your libero is a 5'7" senior, number 1, Haley Wheelinga. Head coach for the Wolfpack, Tammy Verbeek. And now, let's meet the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Here are your non-starters. Number 2, Maverick Schweer. Number 7, Jordan Bliley. Number 10, Olivia Haverback. Number 11, Addison Gukin. Number 14, Kaylee Kelchin. And number 17, Sophia Meester. Your assistant coaches, Robin Brand, Krista Winders, Amber Hess, Dolphy Calm, Shannon Miller, and Jeff Walker. And now, here's your starting lineup for the Mustangs of Mount Vernon. 5'7" sophomore, number 3, Caliano Whitaker. 5'11" junior, number 4, Paige Shervin. 5'5" junior, number 5, Erin Jackson. 5'8" senior, number 8, Brooke Ellison. 6' junior, number 15, Sydney Huber. And a 6'3" junior, number 16, Chloe Meester. Your libero is a 5'2" junior, number 1, Jaden Rolland. Head coach for the Mustangs, Maggie Willems. Now let me introduce you to our officials for this 3A championship as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. First referee, Brittany Novotny. Second referee, Samantha Stone. Line judges, Vince Workman and Mark Royer. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators.
Lineups for our Class 3A matchup. As you see, some of the action going on just beyond the court as posing for pictures. A memorable moment for sure as North Scott defeated Indianola at the 4A match. It started a little late. It was scheduled to start at 12:15. But Northcott defeated Indianola in 3 straight sets, and what a cool idea to have a pink throne back there for a photo op, Beth.
It is perfect for the volleyball queens having won the crown for their class. Pretty special.
An emotional time, obviously. Let's take a look at the keys to this match as Western Christian, again, we talked about 23rd consecutive year at state, a 32-13 record. What do you got, Beth?
For Western Christian, we are looking for the Wolfpack to make Mount Vernon uncomfortable by applying pressure from the service line. They're hoping to force the Mustangs out of system to slow down their powerful offense. And while Western Christian may be the smallest 3A school, Eric mentioned it, they were 2A champs last year. They have a long history of experience at state, and I have no doubt that they will be bringing a mighty fight this afternoon.
Those are the keys for Western Christian, and now here are the keys for the Mount Vernon Knights.
Mount Vernon brings size and power in their front line, and they have the ability to control the net offensively and with strong blocks. We're looking for the Mustangs to build on their experience from last year's appearance in the state semis to focus and finish today if they want to bring home the championship title.
The stage is set, the whistle is blown. Let's take a look at the coaches as we talked about Tammy and what she means, taking her 24th team to state, the state leader who just does not seem to be fazed by anything at all. And then on the other bench, an outstanding coach who's led them to a conference championship, Maggie Williams, who's been there quite a while and done a tremendous job amassing nearly 400 career victories. 2 veteran coaches here in the state of Iowa. So, first serve is officially underway. It's Mount Vernon and Western Christian looking for the first points. Good rally to start things off. The one-handed save defense for Mount Vernon. To the back row. Near side swing, cross court. Great job of cutting it. As Shayna Van Dyken gets the kill.
Van Dyken on her first attempt pushed it down line, then she mixed it up with a sharp cross court shot on the second for the kill.
The block, but off the block, throwing it out of bounds, and it's tied at 1 set apiece. That block was there, Beth.
Double block up. Not afraid, though, is Mount Vernon on the outside, using the hands of the blockers, tooling it out of bounds to score that point.
Brooke Ellison serving. She's one of those seniors for the Mustangs, and it's quickly returned for a point. And quick side out for the Wolfpack. Here's the replay coming right at you.
A smart shot going deep cross court. Van Dyken is a senior, so we expect that court awareness and that knowledge from her on where to go.
Beautiful up by the libero. Deckers has had a tremendous season in that back row. Block, but down for the point. Paige Sherman, the junior, listed at 5'11", playing that middle hitter position. Look how she attacks this block.
Going right at their hands. As a blocker, you're wanting to press over and seal that net. Western Christian, you saw that block a little bit off, so it came right down the front of their arms.
Little tip over the block. Wolfpack tries again. Needing to hit it over on 3, and they do. In system, good attack, second time. And Wolfpack just won't let the ball hit the court. We play on. Sending it to the back row. And just running out of space as Bleak tried to get it, but so close to the banister in the net there.
Good rally there. We saw some tough defense. When you think about volleyball, you think about strong, powerful attacks, but defense is really what can frustrate your opponents.
Seen some great defense here in the early going. Ball hit the net, but no stoppage of play. Quick set middle, and that back corner was wide open And a point inside out for the Mustangs here.
Cutting around the double block. They were lined up to take away her strong side, so she goes across her body. Again, good vision to see the ball first.
But no runs of any sort happening here in the early stages of this 3A championship match, as it's 1 point here, then another point there. It's a game of runs. It's a game of momentum.
Game of runs is right, and when it's back and forth like this, it sure makes for some exciting volleyball. We'll see if either team can string together some momentum here early in set one.
An electric atmosphere from the Extreme Arena in Coralville. Eric Braley and Beth West on the call. As you see on the net cam, they blocked it, they denied it, but then so much momentum, so much force from that volleyball, it actually goes out of bounds on the far baseline. Behind the service line, and now that ball grabs the sideline in for a nice kill. As we're sitting at 5-4 as you see the replay.
Chloe Meester using that out-of-system ball. She gets a set off the platform from her setter there, but still a smart cross-court shot. Again, though, Western Christian, they're able to respond right away. Back and forth, back and forth.
Have a feeling this is an indication of what's to come in this Class 3A championship match. Bleak behind the service line. She averages over 2 per set. A whistle and an illegal touch there, and a point and a chance to continue serving. Bleak. Nice back set down the line, and it's in.
Out of the middle, Whitaker for Mount Vernon. Thumb down, bringing it to that sideline. She didn't have a lot of space to work with, folks, but man, she squeezed it in there. Good shot for the Mustangs to get the serve back.
Wasn't the hardest hit ball, but it hit right where she needed it to. And did a good job disguising where she was going to put it as she went up. The overpass sails out of bounds. Folks, I don't know if you can tell on your computer or TV screen watching, but these are some hard-hit volleyballs that we're seeing in the early stages here.
Sometimes it can be hard to see the speed, the power, just the physicality that the sport of volleyball, and especially these two teams, are showing us right now.
Set to the outside, and in the net violation. And a point goes to the Mustangs. You saw Brooke Ellison going up for it. And a chance to serve for Schweer. Looking on, the legend, Tammy Verbeek. 28 years of coaching, 25 at Western Christian, 1,119 career wins.
Unbelievable. The commitment and longevity and just building a program, sticking with it, making sure that year after year, she's putting quality teams on the floor. And not just quality, but teams who can win and win under pressure and win against the highest competition year after year in the state.
8-8, that's the thing. As a high school coach, you have to potentially change your system depending on who's coming up as an 8th grader, 9th grader, 10th grader, and you might have one focus one year being a strong blocking team and then realize after those kids graduate, we don't have the height, we got to figure out another way to win.
Exactly, adjusting, being flexible, tailoring it to the student athletes that you have in your program. You're right, it could be based on the setting abilities, it could be based on a defensive scheme, it could be based on a star player, maybe it's a balanced attack. Lots of variables go into it, and Coach Tammy Verbeek does it at the highest level year after year, figuring out that puzzle.
Speaking of levels, Western Christian defeated Dyke New Hartford in a thrilling 5-set victory last year. for the 2A state title. They bumped up. They're one of the smaller Class 3A schools in the state, but it doesn't seem to faze them as they're playing for a state title with one class higher this year.
It's so impressive what Western Christian has done, moving up a class. But honestly, for them, it probably wasn't much of a change. They're scheduling tough. They're playing high-level competition throughout the year at different tournaments and midweek matches. So maybe they didn't even notice the change in classes except for now at state.
Now, hitting air, it makes it 11-9 Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon been to state 11 out of the last 12 years, 6th straight trip here. They're the #1 overall seed in Class 3A. They have the target on their back. Setter working hard, mixing it up, and getting a point.
Credit to Western Christian covering their hitters to give their offense a second opportunity. They set it up again, and they're able to find the opening, a tip to the sideline there for the point.
Big swing, got a hand on it. Meester now 12-10, the lead.
Meester elevating on that swing, working around the double block, going sharp cross court. She has the height and jumping ability to really take a variety of shots and bring power with those shots. So I expect to see that this afternoon, mixing it up, changing the speed, changing the power that she brings. She's got a lot of tools in her tool bag.
The #1 hitter in Class 3A, averaging 5.2 kills per set. Then you see a service ace. Addison Gukin, another strong serve. Looking to get a side out. They're not going to let that ball hit. Have to send it over. They do. In system with options. Back set to the outside. Little tip. Great effort on both sides of the net in this rally here. 2 contacts, the call. And Beth explained to maybe some of our viewers tuning in, now why are they stopping and why is that a penalty?
So the 2 contact violation, typically on a setter, just when the setter is unable to get a clean contact on the ball, and so touching the ball twice, right? Rather than having it touch the setter's hand, it releases from both hands at the same time, nice and clean. 2 contacts being it's a little uneven. You can usually see some weird rotation in the ball. And so that's what happened there. It could be, you know, maybe the ball's wet from sweat, maybe the hands are sweaty, the contact is off, but that's a 2-hit violation.
Kind of like carrying a basketball, you really have to have it as one fluid motion with those 2 hands. That's a clean set. That's a big swing. And down for the point. Meester gets this side out, and checking in for Mount Vernon is Sophia Meester.
Mount Vernon with a good pass, quality set, great swing on the outside, making it look easy when they're in system and they get a good pass.
Tipped, and smart heads-up play, going to the sideline. Down for the point. Neither team has used a timeout because it's been within 1 or 2 points right from the get-go.
Timeout would be nice just for a breather. They've played so many points already. High-level volleyball here.
Wolfpack gets it down. What a strong play. And they're fired up. Look at the emotion after that play.
So fun. Winterfeld down the line. Season opening. Double block there, but they left enough space between the antenna and that right side for Mount Vernon. Just a great line shot.
She's just a sophomore, 5'7" had 168 kills. Winterfeld did heading into state. Well, here's my thoughts on this opening set. No matter who wins, the other team knows they can play with them. And this just doesn't feel like this is going to be a 3-0 sweep to either team here. But starting to get a bit of separation just past. As you see the ball just go right at. Good thing that we had the antenna there. It would have taken our camera out. Let's go inside the Mount Vernon huddle and listen in on this timeout.
Get stopped, get our platform out, and get a good contact here. There's no reason for us to be rattled. It's 16-14. We're just fine. We're going to clean it up. Okay? Let's go. Let's go.
So, Beth, to me, it wasn't necessarily to call to talk strategy. It was to call to, let's settle down. And the demeanor of Coach Willem, yeah, she's pretty calm.
I was thinking the exact same thing. So composed as a head coach, and that translates to your squad, right? The composure, the calmness. She reminds them, let's get a pass. We're right in this. It's 16-14. It's not the end of the world. Go play volleyball.
So after the first timeout for Mount Vernon, let's see how they respond. Applying pressure but hitting it into the net. And just a little bit of either timing or miscontact on that swing.
Looked a little bit like she was reaching behind her, so you're right, whether it was the approach that she took, the timing of the set, something a little off in there, not getting a good contact on this swing, but thankfully for Western Christian, they get it right back on a service error.
Side out. 17-15 with the serve, but back-to-back service errors. You want to serve aggressive, but those are just free points for your opponents. And as you enter into kind of the fourth quarter, the later stages of this first set, each point magnified just a little bit more.
It is. Serving is a tough skill. It's not freebies. You want to serve aggressively. Your coaches are normally giving you signals to tell you which zone, which area of the court to serve, because they want to target certain people, certain patterns. And so as much as you think you can just go back there, pop it over, there is more strategy. There is a lot more thought and effort to it.
After that timeout, fighting back to a 17-17 tie, but yeah, if you're just tuning into the broadcast now in the last minute, you have to think, okay, why do they keep serving it out of bounds? Because that's 3 points now in the last minute. It's a pressure-packed situation. There's a lot of underclassmen on the court playing for these two squads as well. There's a good serve and a nice pass. Back row swing. Into the net. And a side out.
Good idea, pushing that set all the way to the pin, trying to go line. Unfortunately, catches the antenna right there at the top of the tape.
Serving is Sherbin. Block was there, tipped over. Great reaction. Gonna be tight to the net, and that's hard to pull the ball back off that pass.
Hard swing, coming with some heat there. Good touch on the Mount Vernon side. Meester got it, her platform under it, just not able to control it in system for the Mustangs.
Locked down for a point. It's starting to feel things clicking a little bit. It takes a while.
It takes a while, and now is go time, 20-18. These last points push to 5 for Western Christian.
Western Christian, and now a whistle. 2 contacts again, the call. We have an all-star officiating crew that was voted on by coaches to get to officiate at state. They don't, it's not like a raffle where they randomly pull names out of a hat. They deserve to be in the spot here. Perfect placement. Dropping the hammer.
When you're going back across her body, again, the vision, I'm very impressed. She sees the double block that Mount Vernon is bringing on her strong side, and so she is turning the ball away from it, finding an opening, and then, wow, following it up with an ace serve is clutch.
Largest lead, and it comes at a critical time. Western Christian starting to pull away. Let's listen into their huddle.
Okay, watch the cross court, and then you watch if, like, you see her shoulders rotate, but her power is cross court, right? Try to get a good touch. On point of contact, get your weight shifted. Don't get beat on junk or a roll shot. Play defense. Play defense. Defense wins. Knock this serve in, get a stop. Let's go! Okay? Come on, hands up high at the net, okay? Defense wins championships. Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
Should we keep our block in on her?
Yeah, Bria knows that.
Do you agree? Defense wins championships, Beth.
Absolutely,
Yeah?
absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Defense is the bedrock of any championship run, and especially in volleyball, you have to pass, you have to defend, you have to put up strong blocks. Otherwise, you can't get anywhere. And so, good instruction for the Western Christian squad, and you heard Coach talking about their blocks too, saying, hey, they love to go cross court, take it away from them.
Smart play by the setter. And now setting near side. It's out of bounds. And the run continues. Good teams get separation as the game's winding down. And I think that's what we're witnessing right now with Western Christian.
Yep, we see the double block taking away the majority of the cross court. Meester, though, she can cut it so sharp. She tried to go even farther, but out of bounds.
And that brings up set point. See, you can use any part of your body to keep it up off the court. Not soccer season yet, but anything you can do to keep it alive. So it is set point, Western Christian. The Wolfpack need just one more. Mustangs fighting hard here, reaching back and getting a good attack. Oh, smart idea. Just not executed as Brea Van Clay, the senior setter, who has 22 kills on the year, almost had a huge one there.
You can't fault her idea. She saw it, it was good vision, it was an open net. Unfortunately, she just couldn't get it over, so good idea. Keep it up, I like the aggressive mentality.
Still set point. To the outside, block, down, point. So 2 straight points for Mount Vernon, fighting, room with no air, and we might see a timeout, and there it is. Western Christian gets 2, this is their first. Here is Mount Vernon's huddle with a mic'd up coach.
She just had a block, right? So we're gonna be stopped, reading that arm swing. So much better timing on that middle on that block last time too. And just remembering the patterns that we're looking for. Sid and Chloe, we wanna work on trying to get you out to this pin. Going line is gonna be best for our outsides. So working on making sure the ball's high and in front of Sid. When she's backpedaling, it's really hard for her to get this ball out to the pin, right? Okay, let's go.
Calm demeanor again. It's how you say it. The words are important, but the delivery is equally as important.
It is, and it's fun to listen in on both huddles, the strategy and the chess match between these coaches and how they're identifying the same thing. Coach Willems for Mount Vernon saying they're taking away our cross. Line shots are going to be the best for us. Let's get that set pushed out so we can go line. And we just heard the exact opposite from Western Christian saying, yep, take away their line or take away their cross.
It hit out of bounds, so the run continues for Mount Vernon. Wolfpack, folks, they need just one more point, and they're going to use their second and final timeout here. So close to the finish line. Let's see what Western Christian has. Look for that last point here.
Walk the ball into your platform, okay? Confidence. Want the ball to come to you in this moment, okay? We got to get our feet to the ball first, then our platform. We stick and rip. Stick and rip and finish this game, right? Let's go! Pack, 1, 2, 3, pack!
platform. What is she talking about?
Solid platform when passing and a strong platform. So when coach says platform, she's talking about your arms. Holding your arms tight, two arms together, seeing that ball, seeing the serve come right into your arms, holding strong, don't wiggle it around, let it fly off your arms, hold it strong, pass it to your setter. Platform.
Set point in set one. This is the Class 3A championship match. Mount Vernon goes to their heavy hitter. Tip. Coach asking for a lift. We play on. Mustangs over to the Wolfpack. What a great rally. And the point goes down. And a big fist bump from number 16, Chloe Meester. She has over 500 kills this season. None bigger than this one. Not a hard hit, but a great placement. Still set point. Play to 25, win by 2. Mount Vernon has worked so hard to get back into this one. Great up. Lot of options. In trouble. Free ball back to the Wolfpack. And there it is. Oh, not easy in the slightest bit. Winning by the slimmest of margins. 25-23. That was entertaining.
I love the fight. I love the effort on both sides. Long rallies, never give up. This is going to be a match.
We'll be back with more. You have it tuned into Iowa High School Volleyball Championships, only here on Iowa PBS.
You're watching live coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Championships on Iowa PBS. Stay tuned. More to come.
I remember pulling my headgear away from my head because it was so loud in Hilton of people cheering against you.
Crowd is on its feet at Hilton Coliseum.
This was probably one of the greatest teams of all times.
Iowa has won 36 straight dual meets.
And one of the greatest duels of all times. Iowa State, it's one of the best shows on earth.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 20th.
Join Iowa PBS as we explore the arts and the architecture within the historic buildings of Iowa, Mason City, and Clear Lake.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 18th.
The thing about Native women leaders, they have that toughness, that backbone.
I will continue to fight for our most vulnerable people. There's always work to be done.
I'm proud to say that I am a Native designer. I embrace that.
As a woman, it's a part of my responsibility to take care of the environment. We owe her our life.
Tuesday evening at 8 on Iowa PBS.
There's even more to love about Iowa PBS online. Find interesting stories and connect with fellow Iowans when you follow Iowa PBS on Facebook. Connect with us on all of our social media platforms at iowapbs.org/social.
You're watching statewide Iowa PBS.
Mount Vernon, an outstanding effort toward the end of that first set, but Western Christian finished the job. The defending 2A champions win this one 25-23. Any indication of what we're going to see here? Who has the advantage in the second set, Beth?
That was an incredible set one. The fight from Mount Vernon to get back into set one late shows that set two is going to be the same, right? Back and forth is what I'm expecting. Great composure from Western Christian to finish it out at the end.
Here's a look at some of those highlights from that first set. Pretty balanced attacks on both sides. Multiple players getting involved, trying to help their team, will their team to this 3A championship title. You see the celebration there, and here's a look at the stats. Pretty equal as expected. One more kill, 2 more assists, and pretty even. It's a coin flip from my perspective who wins this second set. So let's find out. Quick little timeout, and now we're back to live action. Whistle in the nets, charged against Mount Vernon. You can't have your body in the net at any point.
Exactly, your body, your arms, staying clean, elevating up high, and then coming down, landing, staying out of the net. One thing as a new blocker in the front row, girls may try to kind of bat at the ball, kind of swing their arms forward to try to reach or go really high. And unfortunately, then you can tend to drop your arms into the top of the tape.
Not the start they were looking for here. 3-0 as Mount Vernon has had a couple hitting errors. And Western Christian looking to seize on this opportunity, widen the gap as much as humanly possible here in the early stages of the second set. 4-0. You get 2 timeouts and gonna use one here. What a start. Maggie Williams, the head coach for Mount Vernon, the #1 seed, wants to talk things over. Let's go in and listen into their huddle.
We have played at a higher level all year long, and you have got to find it right now. Like, this is not okay. You want more from yourselves in this match, and we have got to find it. You have got to execute. You can do little things better. Let's go. Come on.
I don't want it. Let's go. Same's on 2.
I mean, it just doesn't feel at all like yesterday, does it?
Yesterday in the semifinals, victorious, as the road to state here was pretty interesting between these two schools. Mount Vernon defeated Dubuque-Wahlert Catholic, and then yesterday taking care of Assumption, while Western Christian defeated Center Point Urbana and Union to get to this stage here. And 10 is waving, and that's the first point the Mustangs are going to get. Got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. They're going to take that point, hopefully build on it with some momentum. Sometimes it takes an opponent's error for you to capitalize and move on.
Struggling a bit with serve receive. They'll free ball it over to the Mustangs here. Ball's going to sail out of bounds. Last touch by the Wolfpack. And that's 2 straight points for Mount Vernon.
Building some confidence, getting a good swing, putting it away, earning that point for the Mount Vernon side.
Nice placement. The pass was there. The set right on the money. As a good look at Van Dyken, the 5'11" senior outside hitter, who's going to end her senior year with nearly 400 kills.
Very impressive. That shot turning it line again, seeing what the blockers are giving her and then adjusting her swing. That time a kill down the line.
And her kill efficiency is close to 275 through this tournament, and that's very effective for an outside hitter.
As an outside, absolutely. If you're close to 300 as an outside hitter, that is fantastic. We say that because outside hitters can tend to get some out-of-system sets. So you might get some bump sets. You might get some not as perfect sets because you're kind of an outlet sometimes. Absolutely, you're going to get on-the-money sets. But there could be some others in there. So to be hitting close to 300 on the year is fantastic. Great efficiency.
Perfect placement for Chloe Meester. Meester now with 5 kills, leading the way for the Mustangs. And I'm sure that's part of the scouting report, saying we need to make sure she's an integral part of our offense.
Get Meester involved. She didn't have a huge approach on that and had a big transition, but she has a good arm swing that she was able to adjust even without a big approach.
Beth, what does this say about the Mustangs coming back after digging a little bit of a hole early on in the second set?
They had a hole in set 1. They started in a hole, unfortunately, in set 2, but they are resilient and they're determined. They're not going to let Western Christian walk away with this. They are determined to fight in this championship match.
Last state title for Mount Vernon came in 2019. They have been dominant this year. The #1 team in Class 3A. Plays like that. And you hear that last name, Meester. Their father was an All-American for the UNI Panthers and played a decade for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the National Football League. What do when you retire from the NFL? You move back to your home state. You have 6 daughters, and you go raise them in Mount Vernon, Iowa, and be the offensive coordinator on the football team as well.
Fantastic, and just as we're talking about him, his daughter Chloe gets a big block for the Mustangs.
We're trailing 4-0 and now leading 7-6. Cross court, and that's in. Wow, that ball just dropped right when it needed to, right on the line, and big smiles there.
You mentioned placement before. It's so important in volleyball. You have 6 players on the court, and as much as it seems like sometimes they can cover everything, there's always openings, there's always holes, and so finding those holes with placement is key.
Trying to put a run together of their own. It starts with the side out. And checking in is Koiker to play the back row. She will serve as she replaces Wienia, the senior middle hitter who's had a tremendous year, 250 kills. Meester, if the block's not there and she has free range, that's the result you're going to get 9 times out of 10.
Great transition, great approach. Big arm swing, working around the double block. Western Christian had a double block up there, but the high contact point that Meester has when she elevates, it's hard to stop.
Another thing that's hard to stop is a ball that is cut and hugs the net as tightly as that last shot. She's just so smart with her angles, and that's why she's such a strong offensive weapon. Bleak the serve, the sophomore. Free ball. Off the hands, one hand save. Libero steps in. And this is pretty typical of these long rallies that we've seen here in this Class 3A championship match. Defense gets the point. Great extension and finish for Van Dyken, the senior. We talked about her kills. She has over 40 blocks as well. Tied for 3rd on the team in that category. Side out as the tropical theme in the Mount Vernon student section. It was warm out there today.
Sunny, it's a beautiful day in Iowa.
Great serve. Mount Vernon has flipped the script and looks like they're in a pretty darn good spot here, up 11-9, trying to tie this series up as Western Christian won the first set 25-23. Miscommunication as 2 players went for the same ball, and the Mustangs say, "We'll take it, thank you." The momentum has shifted inside the arena here, and a timeout is called. Let's see what Mount Vernon has to say at this timeout break.
Over here in 1-6, okay? We really only want to, Chloe's hard swings cross are great, regardless of who's But 1-6 is money, guys. So you got to make sure that you're working on creating swings, taking them over here into 1-6, and remind each other of that, okay? Hey, and Sid, you remember to be active when you're in the front row.
Hey, stand on two.
So out of that timeout, it's 12-9. So much time left in the second set. It's not a must-win for Mount Vernon, is it?
Not a must-win because it's best 3 out of 5, but they sure want to get this second set to build momentum, to build confidence, to tie it up 1 apiece going into that third set. But you're right. There's always the reverse sweep if you want to go that route and make it extra exciting.
Extra exciting, a little bit more challenging, a little bit more pressure. It just seems like Mount Vernon has elevated their game in every area. Serving, the passing, the blocking. They didn't play like this for the majority of that first set.
They are serving aggressive right now. Float serves, getting Western Christian out of system a little bit, not able to bring their strong top-of-the-line attacks on every point. And then Mount Vernon just playing some really strong defense until an overpass. But before, yes, playing tough defense, not letting that ball drop. Good overpass, though, for the Wolfpack, getting the serve back.
That's the equivalent of a wide-open, fast break, slam dunk type opportunity.
Absolutely.
No defense was there, and she could just let loose on that ball.
Your eyes get nice and big as a front row player when you see that overpass. You have to be controlled and smart, but man, swing away.
Western Christian trying to take the momentum back to their side. Couple straight points and chipping away at it here. Western Christian. Team phrase, play to win, don't play to lose, and they think there's a pretty big difference in playing to win and not playing to lose.
There is a mentality to playing not to lose, in my mind, doesn't have a lot of confidence. It's more reserved. It's, okay, let's not make a mistake. We don't want to lose, versus play to win exudes more aggressiveness, take charge, more of that determination. And so I think that's a really great team motto.
Yeah. You see that happen in some sports where you have a lead and you try and go kind of conservative, reserve, protect the lead, and the more aggressive team ends up winning. So they're cutting loose right now as we're at the halfway point of this second set. Great shout out to our outstanding Iowa PBS crew. We could not bring you the sights, the sounds, the energy, and just the awesomeness that is the Iowa High School Volleyball Championships without Iowa PBS. They put in a couple long days, starting with a 10 a.m. broadcast for Class 5A today, and we'll wrap hopefully by 9 o'clock tonight, depending on just how all these matches go. We do have scheduled due up 2A to start tentatively at 4:45, and the 1A match set to start at 7 p.m. Beth and I will be here for the rest of the ride with you as we are watching Meester, I'm not going to say single-handedly take over, but it seems like she wants the ball maybe more than what she was wanting early on.
She's been a part of a lot of the good plays that are coming from the Mount Vernon side. Blocks, kills, helping with defense. As a sixth rotation player, she stays in to serve and play back row defense as well. But she's got some quality teammates who are helping her along the way and leading here in set 2.
The sophomore serving it for Western Christian. 3 points separating these two teams in this 3A matchup. Attack air goes long, and it's now a 4-point advantage, trying to even things up here. Mount Vernon successful in some other girls sports. About a week and a half ago, cross country, Class 3A runner-up at state. And in 2021, softball state champions. I know, Beth, you were a multi-sport athlete. Always fun to see the energy of a good volleyball or cross-country season in the fall carry over to basketball or wrestling or golf or tennis, whatever the sports are.
Exactly. You learn so much as a multi-sport athlete, not just physically, obviously different technicalities of each sport, using different muscles, using your brain in a different way, but also from a standpoint of having different coaches, being led by different teammates, and just the all-around athlete you become when you're playing multiple sports. So I love that so many of the Iowa girls are multi-sport athletes, that their schools give them the opportunity to compete in multiple seasons throughout the year. I encourage it. I love it. Great to see it for these Iowa girls.
That's Beth West, formerly Beth Disher, an Iowa girl from Dallas Center Grimes, all-conference performer at UNI. All right, getting interesting here as Western Christian glances up at the scoreboard and says, okay, we got to go now. And some strong plays like that, as serving it up will be Quaker.
There's no let up in these teams. We saw it in set one with Mount Vernon coming back late in the set. Same thing here with Western Christian. They are fighting each point, battling it out.
Pretty impressive, the swing she's able to get that far back off the net.
Timing, vision, it's very important about your approach. You saw there how Meester had to adjust her approach. She didn't even jump because of the timing, and just the connection there was off. But that's the thing, each set is gonna be different. In two ways, each set that you're getting from your setter, and each set in a match as well. So being able to adjust is important in volleyball.
Chloe Meester, over 500 kills, over a 370 kill efficiency hitting percentage. But in the rotation, she's now in the back row trying to make a difference for her team, leading by 3. Out of bounds, smart decision. Those back row defensive plays, should I go for it? Should I let it go? Let it go, and that was the right call.
Good communication between the teammates on that back line. You have to talk, you have to tell each other what you're seeing. Is it in, is it out? Talk and say it loud.
Thought we were gonna have a joust opportunity, then the ball hits the court. Side out. And back into the lineup is going to be Schwer to serve.
Speaking of loud, how do you like this atmosphere?
It is very loud as the student sections right on top of us here. Second year in a row being played here at the Extreme Arena in Coralville. What a play! Holy smokes! And it's now a 4-point lead. Let's take another look here.
Yes, the connection between the setter and the middle for Mount Vernon. Right on target was the pass, running quick, making herself available was Paige in the middle. Great job for the Mustangs.
Let's listen in with head coach Tammy Verbeek.
And then our platform, stick a ball. Stay aggressive, okay? Remember, we are up in the match 1-0, okay? So we don't have to play not to lose. We're playing to win. Stay aggressive, be smart. Okay, we still can drop in the donut or make their left fronts play defense, okay? But don't be afraid to swing. 2 balls, okay? Let's go, come on! Pack, 1, 2, 3, pack!
Out of the timeout. Remember, even if we lose the second set, we're leading right now. You gotta play with confidence, don't you?
Playing with confidence, reminding her team we're up. Play like we are up, like we are here to win, and then giving them some strategy as well, saying, hey, if you get in trouble, remember, you can tip short, and remember the donut is open. So we call the donut kind of the middle of the volleyball court, mainly because the 6 players can kind of form a circle around, and sometimes it can drop right in the middle, in the donut, in front of all 6 of them.
Service air, side out. And a point for Western Christian into the front row. Freya Van Clay, the senior setter, done a tremendous job. 428 assists in the regular season. Nice pass, the set, and the swing. Timing is everything. And Paige Sherbin, the junior, with a .415 attack kill percentage.
Another good connection, this time running more in that what we would call maybe a 3 zone, so not all the way out to the pin, but not immediately next to the setter. In between there, and they have a great connection, kind of catches the blockers off guard, makes a move. She had a great swing. Sherbin with 6 kills, trailing only her teammate Musco, who has 10. 23-18. Pressure pack situation if you're the Wolfpack. Serve coming, and it's into the net. This is about the point in set 1 that Mount Vernon started going on their run. Let's see if the Wolfpack can do the same, capitalizing on that missed serve. Far off the net, but a nice attempt into the block, but it doesn't matter. How'd that ball make it through there? It was a roll shot. She didn't use all of her power, but again, roll shotting off the top fingertips of the blockers rather than going into the meat of the block. Timeout on the court, deja vu. This time, it's the Mustangs needing just 2 more points, and the rally behind the Wolfpack. Here is the Western Christian huddle, mic'd up.
Play it, right? Somebody get water for Haley. Okay, we just got an ace on her, right? We want to tire her out, okay? And if we're gonna miss serves, which we're not gonna right now, make sure we're missing deep. Make them think about things. No more net serves, okay? Be confident with their serve. Hey, we're right back in it. We get a stop here and it's a 1-point game. We never give up, okay? Every point, be smart. If it's off, try to drop it in the middle. Otherwise, we rip. You cut that way. Let's go. Pack, what do they pack? Hey, we can take this. We can take this. Let's go.
Well, she knows what she's doing. 28th year, so many state titles. She believes, her players believe. Now go out and execute. In system, tip. Calm, cool, collected. Both teams really taking their time, being patient, not forcing anything on this play. Deep hit, have to push it over, they do. Beautiful up in the back row. Beautiful up. Feels like a full minute has gone by since the initial serve here. Holy buckets! What a play! That rally gave me goosebumps, Eric. Such high-level volleyball. I love the defense on both sides, getting touches. These teams are fired up, especially the Wolfpack of Western Christian. People love a good offensive attack and swing. I love a good back row play to keep the ball off the court. Well, now a hitting error, and the Mustangs need 1 more point to even up this series 1-1. They're looking to get it right here. They don't want to give the ball back on a side out. Near service ace. Hit deep, out of bounds. We're tied. Equally as entertaining as the first set. This time it's Mount Vernon, the Mustangs winning set 2. We'll be back with the 3rd set right after this. You have it tuned in to Iowa High School Volleyball Championships right here on Iowa PBS.
Your men need you.
Seems pretty conclusive.
I could make it worth your while.
He's got got himself embroiled with a gangster.
Are you trying to get me killed?
I can't go back to how it was before.
We need you.
We hold the line at all costs.
This is the fight now.
You don't have to turn everything into an investigation.
There's always someone watching.
Sunday evening at 7 on Iowa PBS.
It's a war
China is beating the United States in tech-heavy industries.
over technology.
Everybody in the world is talking about 5G.
From healthcare, education, manufacturing, China got the message of what could 5G do.
But can they do it alone?
China is at least 5 to 15 years behind the U.S. in semiconductor technologies.
Inside China's tech boom on Nova.
Wednesday evening at 8 on Iowa PBS.
Sometimes in life you have those moments in all its glory.
With singing, dancing, magicians. Yeah!
Just what I wanted for Christmas. We have much to be grateful for.
The platypus have been granted this window into their world.
Can you tell me the truth?
What do you remember?
You're watching Statewide Iowa PBS.
Mount Vernon and Western Christian. What an entertaining first two sets in this Class 3A championship match from the Extreme Arena in Coralville. Well, mainstay here during the girls' state volleyball tournament. It's T-shirt maker Joe Linetti of Des Moines, who says Extreme Arena and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union have partnered to make the event a memorable experience for fans and players. We watched Joe work. It's a work of art. It's something you can take home with you. Part of the fun here. Well, Beth, Mount Vernon didn't need to win it, but they did, and now we're right where we started.
Right where we started. One set apiece. The atmosphere in Extreme Arena is electric right now. I'm excited for set 3. These teams are really bringing the heat.
All right, third set, advantage nobody. And interesting to see how this one's gonna play out. If you're watching on your screen, Western Christian, they're in the dark uniforms on the right, and on the left side of your screen in the gray tops, that's the Mustangs. Well, leading the way with kills is Meester. She has 10, but 12 kills for Van Dyken, who has a dozen over there. And what I've impressed me most about this so far is it hasn't been one player who's been leading their team. Depending on the situation, there's 3 or 4 that have stepped up and rose to the occasion here.
And that's what you want as a coach, as a team. When you are in system, when you get a good pass, you want to have options. Hitting options to the outside, the middle, depending on if your setter's front row or back row, the right side. And we're seeing that balanced attack. You are absolutely right.
Here's what really impresses me, though, as Mount Vernon, only 2 starters from last year's state semifinalist return. And for Western Christian, they lost 6 starters from last year's state championship team. So last year when we were watching them compete for a state title, not a lot returns from 2022.
That speaks to the quality of the program that coach has built at Western Christian. And again, kudos and a shout out to current players who might not be starting, who might be on the bench. You are developing, whether you're seeing court time a lot or a little this season, thinking of the future, you have a role. And so it's so important, one, to practice well because you're getting the starters ready. but also thinking ahead. It might be next year you're here in the state championship. So giving your all in practice and then every opportunity that you get into a match to get better.
Great advice as freshmen become seniors in a blink of an eye. Well, putting on a clinic early on, and Coach Verbeek might want to call a timeout. She does just that. 5-0 right out of the gates. Mount Vernon using that momentum from set 2's victory. Let's go inside the huddle.
That's how you play defense, okay? Now they know it's going to be there, okay? So now you're going to pick it up, right? Move in. If they make you get it, and that's what they're doing. They don't want you to get the ball. They're going to make you come get that ball, and then you sprint out, okay? If she has to come in, maybe she needs to run a 3 and Kiana run something else, okay? Hey, relax. It's 5 points, guys. 5 points. We got to get it under control here, okay? Don't get mad at each other. Relax, okay? Better the duel. Better it for your teammates. Okay, 5 points. We can come back from that easily, okay? Hey, find our way, get in our rhythm, okay? Everyone take a deep breath, okay? Together, right? Together, okay? Pack, when do they pack?
Better the ball. Great advice from Coach. What that means is if the first touch isn't that great, that second touch has to better it, and the third one has to go even farther, right? A great strategy, a great advice in volleyball. Better the ball.
Calm demeanor on their sideline as well. No panic button being pushed by the defending champions. Tied 1-1 here. Great up and free ball over the net. Wow, a play like that could be kind of a turning point. As the libero making an outstanding play on the ball. Let's watch it again. This is Haley Wielinga.
She was in the right spot. She took a hard swing, and she took it over, and then there was some miscommunication. So point to Western Christian, but good job just being where she needed to be, sticking with it to get that dig.
Mount Vernon, some hard swings coming. A couple players got tangled up. Oh, volleyball's a fun game, isn't it? That ball landed on the line. Not how you draw it up, but it's a point nonetheless.
Ping pong back and forth here. Sometimes you just got to get an arm on it. It's not always pretty, but just get a touch to keep it alive.
And another kill for Sherbay, as she now has 9. And the setter doing a great job, as Sydney Huber, a junior, averages a 3A best 10.3 assists.
Running her hitters on different routes. We saw Sherbin running behind on that one. We've seen her right next to the setter. So mixing up your offense, not just setting different people, but also setting those people in different locations along the net.
That golden corner was open, and taking advantage of it is Western Christian. It was 5-0, and now it's 6-3. Attack air from sideline to sideline. And momentum is starting to shift again, this time in favor of Western Christian. Well, it starts with not the best serve received. They don't get the swing they want out of it. And really looking sharp, especially in this rotation, is Western Christian.
Using that out-of-system ball, a little bit of an overpass there, reversing the court, going opposite to get that kill, and then following it back up, right? Point after point here for the Wolfpack to get right back in this. We're all tied up.
A 6-1 run. Far, far away from the 25 points needed to win this pivotal third set. Antenna's waving. That means the ball went out of bounds.
Just needing to speed up that approach a little bit. I think Meester waiting for that ball, the set to come farther out. Speed it up a little bit. Get that attack in. Just like that. I think she heard me, clearly. What a great swing from the outside.
You saw the shot of the antenna. Here's the replay.
High
Went
contact
inside.
point. Yep.
Now it's 7-7. It's going to be a back row swing. Meester again. Really took that. Didn't put as much heat on it, but pushed it down the line for the point.
Saw the opening down the line.
14 kills for her. (8-7). Third set. If you're just joining us, this is the Class 3A championship match. At 10 a.m. this morning, Waukee Northwest in a thrilling 5 sets defeated Dowling Catholic. And Class 4A, it was North Scott sweeping a good Indianola squad. And due up after this in Class 2A, it's Dyke New Hartford, which probably is the best team in the state of Iowa. They're undefeated, and they beat a bunch of 5A, 4A. There you see Coach Harms looking on. Dyke New Hartford will take on the number 2 team, Hinton, and we'll close out in prime time tonight at 7 o'clock, Ankeny Christian versus Holy Trinity Catholic. I'm not looking ahead, though, because I have a feeling this one might take a little while to sort out who's going to be your 3A champ.
So competitive back and forth. We just saw a really good block from the Wolfpack. Mount Vernon with the swing close to the tape. Wolfpack able to block it.
Great communication by the Wolfpack to get that ball over. Meester continuing to get the majority of the sets, meaning the majority of the swings. The setter's looking, all right, where's she at? I'm going to get her to the ball.
A lot of attempts, and I like that set location, bringing Meester into the court, not pushing her all the way to the pin, allows her a little bit more space, makes the blockers move.
And I don't think she's a real liability playing back row either.
Absolutely not. She moves well, quick in the backcourt, and then you have an outlet, an option as a back row attack, which we just saw as well.
Long rallied, but a line violation is going to be charged against Western Christian. So retaining the serve will be Mount Vernon here. 35 wins, only 4 losses. And let's see, who did they lose to? Dyke New Hartford on September 2nd, Dyke New Hartford on September 23rd, Marion on October 12th. And some quality wins against state tournament teams throughout.
Their only losses are to state qualifying teams. So a good body of work coming into state. They've been tested, and we know they're getting tested to the limit right now as well in the championship.
12-9. A 3-point lead in the third set in the 3A match. Tough shot. She's so far back to have the angle of the volleyball drop like that from the position where she's hitting on the court. She's not the tallest player. She might be the gutsiest, or plays with some spunk.
Exactly. Listed at 5'7". Winterfeld there. It was coming from behind her shoulder, so you're right. The timing and the vision and just composure to keep it high, get it across the net.
What a swing. Nice play. Shayna Van Dyken, the senior, averaging 3.42 kills per set. That is a team best in that category. And she's not the tallest either. I mean, 5'11's pretty good size, but her vertical leap and timing and fundamentals are just a whole nother level.
Yeah, Van Dyken led Western Christian in the quarterfinals with 18 kills.
A lot of kills.
She's definitely on pace right now in the championship match as well for some high numbers. And you're right, she does jump well. Good front row player there for the Wolfpack.
Meanwhile, here is a freshman as Maverick Schreer in serving. I cannot imagine Eric Braley as a freshman stepping into the state championship and having to step up and help my team, but she has delivered. And another point delivered by the Mustangs as we're past the halfway point for them.
It's such a fun experience that you get to play with your teammates, play for your community. Like you said, it's a big stage, but focusing just on the court in front of you, trying, if you can, to block out everything around. This atmosphere, like we said, is electric, so that can be hard, but doing a great job on both sides to just really focus on the play at hand.
Calm, cool, composure on both sides of the net here. Western Christian won the first 25-22. Mount Vernon won the second 23-25. Feel like as long as it's within 3 or 4 points, it's just going to be a battle in the final couple minutes to see who wins this third set. Nice serve! Service ace.
Float serve, really tough right there on the top of the tape. Meester just got a little jammed up right there. Good platform, she had it out in front, just a little jammed. It floated right at the end on her.
And look who comes up with that point. Tip. Mustangs have it. Wolfpack trying to cook up something good here. Like that attack. Close to the net for the setter. Through the block. Joust opportunity. Back row swing. Beautiful up running tip. And over a minute since the first serve of this set, of this play, and it ends with the ball sailing out of bounds, and a point, hard-earned point for the Mustangs.
Hard-earned back and forth rally. We saw both teams bettering the ball like we talked about before. There were some out-of-system plays, and they did well to get swings.
Nice pass. And there's no returning that swing. Another kill added to her tally. 14 now, leading the team in that kills category. 15 all. Going right back to her. Some great volleyball unwinding before our eyes here in Class 3A, where the back row players are my MVPs. Just the will to keep the ball alive, to contact the violation, where again, you just have to be clean with how you set the ball up to your teammate.
And sometimes on a long rally like that, again, it could be sweat, it could just be getting tired towards the end, but tough to end on that as it was such a good back and forth battle there on that rally.
2 straight points. And in for the rotation, it's going to be Wolfswinkel, the sophomore.
Van Dyken with vision, going high, tipping right over the block. We've seen her with such strong, aggressive swings, and so I like the mix-up there with the tip. And just as we say, strong and aggressive, Meester with a powerful outside slam there, that sharp cross court.
Coming right at you. Now 17-16, Addison Gookin, the senior. Mount Vernon, Class 3A, #1 seed.
Using the block, pulling it off the hands of the Mount Vernon block. Good job, Winia in the middle for the Wolfpack.
And another point. Great play as blocking passing, all very important here in the sport of volleyball.
The setter, Huber with that block. Great timing, pressing over, really sealing the net on the overpass.
Over the block, Huber sets. To the back row. Libero all over it. Down the line to the golden corner. Mixing it up. She's a Swiss Army knife with all these different types of shots she has in her repertoire.
Because Meester can hit the cross-court shot so well, Western Christian's defense is cheating that way. So the line is wide open. Meester's had 2 pushes, kind of power tips to that corner for points. Because you got to give up something, right? Yeah. You got to focus. You can't defend it all. So good vision.
Side out, Wolfpack. Things starting to heat up a couple notches here, couple degrees inside Extreme Arena as we inch closer and closer to the 25-point mark. 19-18, the slimmest of leads for Mount Vernon, and now a violation of the 2 contacts, and we're tied at 19 all. It all started with the serve from Koikur. Mount Vernon has 2 timeouts left, 1 remaining for Western Christian. Ball hit the court. What power to get it through that.
Using the high hands of the blockers. If you gotta tool it off the block, I suggest going high. And that's what she did. Great point there for the Wolfpack. Followed up with a quick middle attack from Mount Vernon. If they can keep their passes in system, we talked before that they have good options. So running that middle one-on-one, and she's found that golden corner, like you call it. It is golden. Perfect spot for middles. Go corners.
Meester behind the service line. Right down the line for the kill. Mustangs got the ball up in the air. It just didn't hang high enough. Love the play we've seen from Jaden Rolland. But right now, it's Bentley Blake looking to string some points together here for Western Christian with a 1-point lead. 2 contacts are the call. They've whistled for a lot. And gonna talk with the top official. Calling it pretty tight here in this championship match. 21-21. Schweer to serve. And it's a beauty. But returned to sender. What a play by Winterfeld.
So aggressive. She comes blazing in there on her approach. Swings so strong. They really move Winterfeld around. We've seen her swing on the outside. We've seen her swing behind the setter. She's serving now. She's doing a great job this match.
Service ace. It's on the line. She plays with that fire in her belly. She's helping lead Western Christian to a 2-point lead. They need just 2 more. Let's listen in to Mount Vernon's huddle and Maggie Williams.
Stake recovery, right? Okay, we're at 23-21. We've got to go out there, talk on serve receive, get that ball up in system, and give all of our swingers an option. Listen, when we have a defensive play that's not typical, like a quick dig or something, we have to have awareness of sieves like over blocking or not releasing on a defense, and we can step in and create a swing. We practice out of system all year long. You're all capable of doing that. Help her out, okay? Thanks on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
Highlighting communication on that Mount Vernon side, saying, hey, if we get a great dig, if we pop it up, but it's out of system, be unconventional. Anyone can step in and get that second ball. It doesn't have to be the setter running it down. So just having that communication, the setter saying, hey, I need help, I can't get to it, having someone else step in, take that second ball, because they're getting good touches.
They really are. Communication's so important. Needing to send it over. Mount Vernon on their heels right now, trying to fend this off, but not having any luck as Van Dyken delivers the hammer. And now the second and final timeout called by Mount Vernon. Wow.
That set was tight on the net. Van Dyken was not phased. She gets after it with a powerful swing.
Let's see what Coach Verbeek has to say.
We got to go to Shayna on this, okay? But they'll probably key in on her, but I love the tempo, right? You're calling hard. Calling hard. Hold a block. Yes. If it's in system, call a slide and go hard, and then shoot it, okay? Everybody's covering. Knock this serve in. Okay, let's go. Come on. Fundamentals. First contact, hold your platform. Stay calm. Finish the game. Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
They have a plan of who they want to get this next attack.
They do. It sounded like they want to run the middle behind the setter. They want that middle really to sell it too, right? Be loud. And then if the pass allows, it sounds like they want to shoot it, a quicker tempo set to the outside. So let's see if we interpreted it correctly if it happens.
2 contacts, illegal hit.
Pass was tight to the net. That's tough as a setter. You're trying to stay clean out of the net, plus push it, contact it, keep it out of the net. So tough one for the setter. Van Clay didn't have a lot of space to work with.
Facing set point, but with the serve is Mount Vernon. The Wolfpack need 1. They got 1! Exclamation point to close out the 3rd set. Western Christian has won set 1 and set 3. They're 1 set away from being your Class 3A state champions. They did it last year in Class 2A, bumped up a class now. We'll be back with the 4th set right after this. You haven't tuned in to Iowa High School Volleyball here on Iowa PBS.
Join Iowa PBS as we explore the arts and the architecture within the historic buildings of Iowa, Mason City, and Clear Lake.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 18th.
I remember pulling my headgear away from my head because it was so loud in Hilton of people cheering against you.
Crowd is on its feet at Hilton Coliseum.
This was probably one of the greatest teams of all times.
Iowa has won 36 straight dual meets.
And one of the greatest duels of all times. Iowa State, it's one of the best shows on earth.
Coming to Iowa PBS November 20th.
You're watching live coverage of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Championships on Iowa PBS. Stay tuned, more to come.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, explore a public art display in Mason City.
Oh, cool. How cool is that?
Meet a world-renowned wood carver from Storm Lake.
All I'm thinking about is one feather at a time.
And the sounds of Girls Rock Des Moines. That and more on the next Iowa Life.
Sunday morning at 10:30 on Iowa PBS.
There's even more to love about Iowa PBS online. Go behind the scenes with us when you follow Iowa PBS on Snapchat. Connect with us on all of our social media platforms at iowapbs.org/social.
Western Christian in the driver's seat right now. They need to just win 1 more set. the Class 3A champion here in 2023. As Beth West and Eric Braley bring you the sights and the sounds. They have the confidence right now. They didn't start great in that last set, but they finished great.
They finished great, and that is what matters. They came through late in the clutch, strung together some really quality points, and man, that defense, we saw so many long, hard-fought rallies from both sides. But you're right, to win a championship, you have to finish. You have to focus and finish at the end.
Here's a look at some of the highlights from that pivotal third set. Mount Vernon looked like they were just going to run away with things, jumping out of that 5-0 lead. Not so fast, as we are ready to go here in the fourth set. If I know anything about Mount Vernon and the research I've done on them, though, is they're warriors. They are not going to back down, even though they trailed 2-1. Their team mantra for the weekend, shine bright like a diamond. Their team motto for the season, fight forward, stay present, get ready for the next point. They won the title in 2019. They're in it right now, just down a little bit.
They are in it, that's right. Fight forward is such a great motto. I love the stay present, get ready for the next point. I'm sure that came up in their huddle in between sets 3 and 4 here. Hey, put it behind us, stay present. We have the opportunity in set 4 to now move forward.
Right side of your screen in dark, celebrating. That's Western Christian. Mount Vernon in the light gray tops. We should mention to people who are just tuning in, why is someone on either team wearing a different colored uniform, Beth?
Great question, Eric. So this position is called the libero, and it is a defensive specialist. It's a defensive position. They wear a different color because it helps with the scorers, the table crew, because they do not count as a substitution.
You're limited on the number of substitutions you can do.
Exactly, but a libero does not count against your substitution count, and so it's just easier to identify them for the crew. And then also there's some rules around the libero position of when they can use their hands and have someone take it over. And so again, the different colored jersey helps the officials spot them on the floor as well during the play. So it's a great position, defensive oriented, really makes an impact for teams to have a quality back row player in their libero. Last thing I'll mention is that they can only serve once. So they normally come in for the same position. We'll just say typically middles, when the middles go to the back, but they can't serve in for both middles. They can only serve for one.
We want to educate on our broadcasts, as we know not everyone understands all the rules and intricacies of this awesome sport of volleyball. Well, 3-3, right out of the gates, evenly matched like we've seen all afternoon here for Class 3A. We've seen effort and hustle and hard plays like that all day long here on Championship Thursday from Extreme Arena in Coralville. Oh, that grabbed the sideline as Meester has a big smile knowing that she tricked her opponent there.
It was off on the timing. It was a standing down ball, but Smiling is right because she placed it so perfectly, catching the sideline. Cross court there, and it counts as a kill.
An attack air, and not the same intensity that we saw to close out that third set right now.
A little bit of jitters maybe, trying to settle in to this fourth set. That swing just got a little underneath the ball, wanting to stay on top of it to swing down. Just got a little underneath it, sailed wide, excuse me.
Good placement on the sideline there for the points. And back to serve will be Brea Van Clay, the senior setter. So special, as she had 428 assists during the regular season, 76 digs. And how about that play? Finding a way to get points any way possible. Wolfpack, the bench, locked in. Another nice serve. Give and go to the back row attack. Beautiful up, overpass, and it's down for a point. You don't have to bump set spike every time. If you want to return it on the first point of contact, go right ahead, and she did just that.
I thought for sure someone was going to back up and just pass it, set it up like you said, but no, aggressive from Winterfeld, and I think that was the right idea.
Ball was last touch. Meester gets the kill. We're tied at 6. Well, a reminder of what happened last year at the 2022 state volleyball. The Knights of Davenport Assumption won its first state volleyball championship in school history, defeating Sioux Center in 3 sets. Ava Schubert had 17 kills to lead the way. And Maggie Johnson and Schubert were named the all-tournament team. So neither of the teams that competed for the Class 3A title last year are here right now. But one team who had that championship experience is, as Western Christian last year was #2 in Class 2A. They upset #1 and 2-time defending champion Dyke New Hartford 3-2 in a back-and-forth championship match. Abby Verberg and Stella Winterfeld were both named the all-tournament team for Class 2A. 7-7 here in the 4th set. Attack air. Meester with 21 kills. Early stages of this 4th set.
That's a lot of kills, a lot of attempts. She has high production for the Mustangs. Swinging in the back row, staying in front, powerful. Has a really great cut shot, unfortunately erred on that last one. Let's see if the Mustangs can get this out of system point.
Wolfpack sends it over. Can be tight to the net. Joust down for the point. Timing is everything. Great play.
Nice job from Addie there, going up, staying clean, just wiping it straight down to the corner there, across the net. Good job in the front row.
And Addie, according to our stats, only played in 17 sets in the regular season as a sophomore, but comes in and makes a big play, and now leading by 3. First time out here in the 4th set, and it's going to be taken by Mount Vernon. Let's see what they have to say with head coach Maggie Williams.
Okay, we've got a play to win right here. I feel like we just don't have all of you right now. Like, you're at like 80%. Like, this is a match for a state title. Let go of mistakes. We've worked on this all year. Focus, refocus. This point, this is an absolutely winnable match. Come on back. Let's go.
Trying to fire up her squad, saying, hey, we got to do it now if we want to go. Now is the time. And also reminding them that, hey, we've practiced, we've been in these situations before. This isn't something new. Don't be surprised and stunned. Go out there and fight. So wanting to get her squad riled back up. She mentioned, hey, I think we're only at 80%. You got to be 100 for a state championship.
You can win a lot of regular season matches being at 80% when you have the weapons that Mount Vernon does, but 80% is not going to get you a state championship.
Exactly.
Chloe Meester, the top hitter in Class 3A, averaging 5.2 kills per set. They're going to lean on her, but look at how Western Christian, the Wolfpack, are playing. We've seen plays like this all afternoon, going right down the line for the point. And now their largest lead here of this 4th set, leading by 4 in a must-win scenario. That one's in.
Strong swing down the line. We've seen Meester tip and push down the line, but not a lot of power swings like that shot. So really good vision and execution to put it exactly where she wanted and needed to.
Again, one of the daughters of NFL great Brad Meester. an Appleton-Parkersburg graduate, UNI All-American football player. 12-8. As you see the ball, I love the coloring of the ball. You have the black, you have the pink, you have the white, and one of the reasons why is to make it easier on the officials to see the rotations, but starting to pull away, starting to get a little separation is Western Christian. They can sense it, and I think Mount Vernon can as well, and that's why they use their second and final timeout, trailing by 5. Let's see what Western Christian has to say with legendary head coach Tammy Verbeek.
5 points. Meester's in the back row. We go now. Widen the gap that they cannot get back in. Okay? Widen it. First contact has to be good. We're covering. We're believing in our teammates. Doing all the little things right. Okay? Let's go! Yes! Left front. Play defense. Don't let a tip go on you. Team. 1, 2, 3. Team.
Step on the accelerator, step on the gas, and keep pulling away, leading 13-8.
She said, we go now, create that margin, make Mount Vernon think that they can't come back.
So Mount Vernon defeated Wahlert Catholic and Assumption to get to this championship match. Another point. And for Western Christian, they defeated Center Point Urbana, LaPorte City Union to get to this title. Good textbook blocking for the Wolfpack. Well, high up into the rafters here of Extreme Arena. Free ball. Setter's dump. We haven't seen that often here in this 3A championship match. A hitting air, and that's what Mount Vernon needs. Looking to capitalize on a miscue and string some points together. Here comes the freshman in to serve in Schweer. Well, Western Christian has a lot of losses this year compared to a normal year from them, but they're playing teams from the state of Nebraska, teams from the state of South Dakota, Indianola, who just played in the 4A championship match, Cherokee, who, I mean, it's talk about battle tested, Beth.
A variety of opponents is right, and now in the state tournament is when you see the fruits of what you put in front of your team all season. And that's coming true for Western Christian. In a normal year, you're right, 13 losses, probably wouldn't see it, but that's okay because you learn so much from a loss. Some coaches are gonna tell you, hey, we learned more in a loss than we did going, undefeated all weekend.
Well, it exposes your weaknesses and what you need to work on, and I'd rather be working on it in August or September, early October, than when it matters most here early November on Championship Thursday.
Exactly. You want to play your best volleyball at the end of the season. So put those challenges in front of your team, create opportunities for them to grow, and then it all comes together for the regional play and state tournament time.
Ball hit out of bounds. A rare attack air, and now just 4 points between these two. Early on, we talked about the keys to the match for Western Christian. Are they executing what you thought they needed to do?
So far, absolutely. Applying pressure. We talked about having the Wolfpack apply pressure by serving tough, wanting to force Mount Vernon out of system, and they've done that. They've slowed down their offense at times. And then we talked about being small but mighty, being in 3A for the first time this year. Smaller 3A school, but they're not afraid of the new opponents coming up from 2A. They're giving a mighty fight this afternoon.
I would agree with that. And yeah, the video on your screen doesn't lie, does it? There's sure a lot of fight out of Mount Vernon here. The #1 seed, the #1 team all year long. That's down for the kill. And Hull, the sophomore, with the kill. And it's a 5-point advantage. In the driver's seat here is Western Christian, leading 2-1.
Mount Vernon unable to get a block up on that play, so an open net for the Wolfpack to swing away in the middle. And same thing here on the next point, an overpass, unfortunately, but the Wolfpack ready in the middle when you're just putting it away.
Great serve by the libero. Blocked but out of bounds, tooled, last touched by the Wolfpack. Liked the attack there by Ellison, the senior, who's had a great year, hitting .230 and averaging 2.25 kills per set. She'll grab the volleyball and serve it up here. Tip. That tip kind of threw everybody off. They weren't expecting it. The defense was playing pretty far back, expecting a good hard hit.
Playing far back, little on their heels, like you said, dug in, waiting for the strong attack that we've seen so often from Western Christian. A tip over, catches them off guard. Great shot.
Attack air, and now it's 19-12. Meester has 22 kills for Mount Vernon. She's been held in check here in this 4th set.
Mount Vernon looking to get a good pass. We just said Western Christian is really applying pressure. Mount Vernon is out of system a lot, not able to get their hitters in the locations that they want to. So credit to Western Christian, serving tough, putting pressure on them.
Western Christian won the first set 25-22, dropped the second set 23-25, won the third, and now looking real strong here, up 20-12. Meester with the kill. A reminder, she has committed to play volleyball at Louisville. You'll see another Louisville commit playing in the next championship match, one of the Peterson twins in Class 2A.
Louisville's currently #3 NCAA Division I, having a great season last year in the championship match. Lost, but runner-up last year, currently #3, a fantastic volleyball program.
And what I have seen out of Peterson from Dyke New Hartford and Meester from Mount Vernon is they'll probably stay top 5 in the nation D1.
They're going to develop so much in their college years. I'm excited to continue following them as they play volleyball for Louisville. A lot of growth on the court, and then as a student off the court as well. Some big years ahead.
Coach looking on, 28th year of coaching, 25 of those taking place here at Western Christian. She's amassed 1,119 career victories. 23rd consecutive year Western Christian has made it to state. Wolfpack trying to get just 4 more points as they lead here by 6. Mustangs off the block. Calm. Nice return. Tip. Quick set middle. Most teams usually shut that down, and the attack. Another long rally with incredible plays on both sides of the net. And it has to be hard because all year long, you're playing teams where normally a lot of these plays result in a point right away.
Right.
And now it's getting returned.
Having longer rallies because your normal shots aren't working, but the persistence to stick with it, stay calm, don't get frustrated, keep swinging and being aggressive is what's carrying these players today.
Again, these two coaches, 28 years and 13 years of coaching, developing young female student athletes. 6-point advantage for Western Christian. It's a must-win scenario for Mount Vernon here. Ball goes out of bounds, but it was touched at the net. Last touched by the Mustangs, and it really feels like it's destiny now that Western Christian's going to win this thing.
They are on a roll. They're playing well. They are hustling both sides of the court. You see these players chasing balls down, running all over, putting their bodies on the line, diving. I love the hustle and the effort.
One of the smaller 3A schools in the state of Iowa is on the brink as its match point of winning your Class 3A title. Play to win, don't play to lose is their motto. They played like that all afternoon here against a great Mount Vernon Mustang team. Contact called, 2 contacts against Western Christian. They'll still have match point opportunity.
For Western Christian wanting to get a quality pass, run their offense, first swing side out, they'd love to get it first time here.
There's the pass, it's tight to the net, hard play to overpass it, and 2 straight points by Mount Vernon. They dug themselves a hole. There's no room for air, but they're getting back into this thing. Timeout. Let's go inside that Mount Vernon huddle.
Defensive pursuit, like we believe we can get to any ball, we're stopped. We're gonna make sure we get a read, blockers. We're gonna work really hard on that timing and pressing across the net here. Okay, play to win, let's go.
We talked about this in the open, just the atmosphere in here. And fans have made their way in for the 2A matchup. It was slated to start at 4:45. My guess it'll be closer to 5 o'clock depending on what happens here. But we'll have Dyke New Hartford versus Hinton for the Class 2A championship match. Eric Braley, Beth West on the call here for Iowa PBS from Extreme Arena. It is match point. The attack goes down, and your Class 3A 2023 state champions are Western Christian. What a performance.
Today's final score presented by Fareway. Western Christian defeats Mount Vernon Mustangs.
There you see how the last couple hours have unwinded as Western Christian won all but the second set. Gritty effort out of Mount Vernon, who ends their year 35 wins, 5 losses, conference champs and state runner-up. Boy, it's hard to end your season with a loss, but an outstanding year for Mount Vernon.
Hard fought from both sides of the net. Both teams got down at certain points. They fought back to get in it. Credit to Western Christian pulling ahead. Last year, 2A champs. This year, 3A champs. Incredible accomplishments.
We'll have the presentation of the trophies and the all-tournament team coming up in a minute or so.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the court for our awards presentation. Presenting awards to members of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Board of Directors: Travis Fleshner, Russ Adams, Zach Clark, Jennifer Donnells, Greg Dufault, Ron Fodness. Presenting awards to the 2023 Class 3A All-Tournament team is Sarah Rickelman, representing the Iowa Farm Bureau. Fans, here are your Class 3A All-Tournament team for 2023. From Western Christian, Kiana Winya. From Mount Vernon, Sydney Huber. From Union, Sydney Schmucker. From Assumption Catholic, Ella Derr. From Western Christian, Shayna Van Dyken. From Western Christian, Haley Wheelinga. And your Class 3A All-Tournament Team Captain, from Mount Vernon, Chloe Meester.
What an all-tournament team there, as Van Dyken ends with 20 kills, Meester with 25. You also see Western Christian's libero, Haley Wheelinga, the senior, who was spectacular. And it's always a special treat to give individual honors as well as team awards after each championship. As they pose for the photo. Next up, we'll have state runner-up and state championship team trophies awarded. As we go back to Tim Fitzpatrick.
I'd like to present the top producer award for the 3A championship match. Presenting the award is Taylor Anderson of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. This year's top producer of the 3A championship match, from Western Christian, Shayna Van Dyken.
Top producer.
Fans, introducing your Class 3A runner-up, the Mustangs of Mount Vernon, and head coach Maggie Willems. And Wolfpack, will you please complete the Class 3A bracket? Your 2023 Class 3A champions, Coach Tammy Verbeek and the Wolfpack from Western Christian.
"19 times Western Christian has won a state volleyball title. Congratulations, they're your Class 3A champions." Final thoughts here, Beth.
We saw a lot of firepower from Mount Vernon, but congrats to Western Christian. They had a gritty effort, such determination to win this 3A championship.
Waukee Northwest is your 5A champion. North Scott, your 4A champion. And now Western Christian celebrates with the student section as they bumped up from 2A to 3A this year. It didn't matter. They still win the title. That will do it for the 3A match. As you look back at some of the highlights, we'll take a short intermission and be back with Dyke New Hartford versus Hinton as they duel it out for the Class 2A championship match. This is Iowa High School Volleyball here on Iowa PBS.
Funding provided by Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialist, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
The Pella Rolscreen Foundation is a proud supporter of Iowa PBS. Pella Windows and Doors strives to better our communities and build a better tomorrow.
And by Fareway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fareway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fareway.com.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.